Kick us off and we'll go from there.
Okay, thanks. Hey, Ezzy, just I have on court and then off court. On court, just what did the film show, from last game? And obviously, you're gonna play the same team coming up.
Yeah, I think the film showed a lot of our mistakes. But I think, they're things we know we can get better at and that we know we can work on. Not taking anything away from Minnesota, they were, the better team on the night. But I think, it's all in the details and stuff that we've been working on through training camp. We just need to apply it into tomorrow night's game.
And then off the court, just your work, Children's Hospital, and when that started and kind of what that means to you. Seattle Children's.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Well, obviously, I came in when Alicia Clark was kind of facilitating that, and so just watching her do over the years, seeing it grow into what it is today, was something that I wanted to be a part of. And obviously, I had the help of Sammy, Nash, and Kia as well last year, and the whole team really. But I think it's just great that the initiative has stuck on, and I really love working with kids. So just to have that opportunity to, do something for a good cause with the Seattle Storm is really exciting to me.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Boz. Let's go to Christian. Go ahead, Christian.
Hello, all. Hope you're doing well. My first question is for Ezzy. Despite the loss, it was a pretty good game for you and NECA in the post as your first game together. You're both near double doubles, 20, 10, I believe. I think you had 15 and 9, and those 3 blocks as well. How did it feel, filling out the process, going out the game, just in general? And what's your mindset of the team going into the next game against Minnesota?
Yeah, obviously it felt great playing, with NECA, with the new team as well. Obviously there are definitely still things that I need to work on, defensively and offensively as well, just being able to play in space. And yet, just like I said, work on the things that we know we did during training camp. But going into the next game, I think I said it, like we know what we need to do to kind of counter Minnesota, just play on our front foot, be the aggressor, and just get a good start, but sustain through all 4 quarters as well.
And I guess my question for both of you is the difference between the first half and the second half was, pretty not bad, but the way that the game went and the flow of Minnesota, was the shooting went, especially in the second half, Kaylee McBride and Fee. What did you see on the court, and what was different as far as both halves from the differences?
I think just, obviously we came out in the first half. I think we definitely make an emphasis of starting the game well. And I think we kind of were able to do that in during the first half. I think during the second half we, kind of backed off a little bit. Didn't capitalize off their mistakes. I found that we were getting deflections and getting steals, but then we were turning the ball right over in the very same possession. So I think, yeah, it was a tale of 2 halves, but I think just being able to, be aggressive throughout all 4 quarters.
Thank you.
Percy, go ahead, Percy.
Awesome. Hey guys. 2-part question for Sammy. Hey Sam, I don't think we've ever seen you have a game like that where you played over 10 minutes and did not take a shot. So was there something in particular going on? Was it just that particular game for you? And then the second part of the question, just what is your concern level, if any, after that season opener?
I mean, I'm not concerned about in terms of the not shooting a 3. That doesn't really bother me. I would say the other things that I normally do that I didn't do is probably more my focus. I think statistically I didn't contribute in any other way as well. So I think it's not about shooting 3s, I think, or making them. I think a lot of times it's about being that threat though. And I don't think I was a good enough threat to help the team, but I could care less about shooting a 3 or not. But I would like to be, I think, better at being a threat and coming off and creating for players and stuff. I think that's what the threat of my 3 does. So hopefully I can be better in that way. Obviously you want to start with a win. You want things to go well in game 1. But we are a smart enough team and experienced enough team to know that, 2 weeks together is, we're probably not going to be where we want to be yet. And that's fine. So I think it's for us, it was less the loss and how we lost. And we've talked about the things that we need to take away from that. And I think we're really excited about the prospect of playing the same team again in a short time and really getting a chance to lift in all the areas we've talked about. And hopefully this can be a better barometer for where we are. Because I think game one definitely for us was not a good, signifier of where we feel like we are.
And then we talked about this a bit briefly before the game, before your opener. Just your thoughts on the league's rollout of the charter system, and just knowing that some teams have it and some teams don't, and does that make you feel any type of way? And how was your flight going into Mini? And are you expecting, as you guys head on this East Coast trip, to have some charter flights?
Yeah, I mean, look, we have charter flights. I think that's a massive win, and I think we should be congratulating everyone that's been a part of making that a reality. That's our current present situation. So that's super exciting. Yes, do we want everyone to have them for every games right now? Sure. But I think we have to accept that maybe that's not as easy as we would like it to be. So we have to give some grace for that and allow for the week or two that it's going to take for it to be properly rolled out. I think, sure, selfishly, we all want it to be the 1 or 2 charter flights that were allocated, but I'm just really excited that I'm in the WNBA during the time when charter flights is going to be the norm. We obviously didn't charter over here, but our flight was a normal flight to Mini. Hopefully by the time we're flying back from New York, we're on a charter and this is all behind us.
There you go, Sam. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, time for a few more questions. Bella, why don't you kick us off? Bella, go ahead.
Thank you. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Trying to do this. Not sure. But correct me if I'm wrong. It looked like Jewel made sure that all of the Storm players got a pair of her new shoes. And just wondering what you guys think of the shoes overall, and also sort of the story and the message behind it.
Yeah, she definitely did make sure we all got a pair of her shoes. I think Jewel is so giving, and I think whenever she has something that she's able to provide to the team, she does that. And I think it's special this time around. Obviously she's had shoes in the past, but just to see her work with her friend Lacey, and obviously just representing Justice, who has autism, I think is just amazing to kind of use his voice in a different way and see that through the shoe that they created together. So I just think it shows Jewel's character off the floor as well. She's a family woman. She's caring, she's loving, and yeah, she definitely made sure we got her shoes, so we'll be sure to rep them this season.
Anything to add, Sammy?
Oh, I mean, it's a beautiful, I think, representation of her relationship with him, and I just think it's a really nice way to include that story and use her platform for that, because yeah, she's a super loving person. So I think it's nice to see that vulnerable side of her and the way that she was able to storytell. We love Jewel.
Thanks, Bella. Christos, and then we'll wrap up with Brendan. Christos, go ahead.
Hello, ladies. Hope you're doing well. Sam, a question for you. What did you say so far about the chemistry of the team, and do you feel that even the struggles and the adversities that you deal with in the first game of the season against the Lynx help you to come closer as a group?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that's what I was saying, where I feel like that first game, it probably didn't look like we have gelled or that we have, great chemistry yet, but we have felt closer and closer every training. And it was a short training camp, sure, but I do feel like we felt like we have gelled within training camp, and we have built some chemistry up. Yes, we need more time. Yes, we will get, closer and better, and that chemistry will continue to grow, which is fantastic. But I do think we do have that. And I think that game was just, I think, a case of a lot of us, being really selfless, trying to make sure everybody felt good and was included and all of those things, and maybe not trying to step on toes and stuff. And so it came across maybe differently than it is, but we all have each other's back. We do have a really good, baseline, I think, for our chemistry and gelling. And it might take a little bit of time to really flourish the way that we want it to, but I'm not concerned about that side of it at all. I think that's going to continue to just really get better and better. And to your point, I do think that, adversity and things like this early on in a season, going on road trips and all of that can really be a bonding experience for teams and can really force you to come together and figure it out together. And I think for us, this will be a really, big part of if and why we're successful later in the season, because we'll be able to look back at this moment in time and say, we really came together and figured it out.
Thank you very much. And for you, Ezzy, what did you like most playing with Nneka, and what did you learn from her and help you getting even better as a player?
I've learned a lot from Nneka, even through training camp. I think just obviously knowing the player that she is from playing against her, but just being able to see her on the floor, with you is a different ball game. She's just so good at getting to her spots, rebounding, just creating energy that we can kind of feed off. And so just being able to, watch her do that and kind of, bring that out in yourself, but also just read her and kind of read the game in that way. But yeah, I really love playing with Nneka, and I'm, it's only been 2 games with preseason and this first game, but I'm excited for the rest of the season as well.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Christos. And Brendan, we'll wrap us up with the final question.
Yeah. Hey, ladies, hope you're doing well. For Ezzy, what are the ways that you want to get better this year and improve your game this year, with an improved roster and more veterans? How do you want to use this season to improve your game the most?
Yeah, just I think being able to take it all in from, vets of the game in Skylar and Nneka, already having Jewel and Sammy here, but just being able to learn from them. I think they have so much knowledge of the game. I think from an on-court perspective, just, being more consistent, playing more off the perimeter and creating more space on the floor for my teammates as well. I think that's going to be, key to our game, just being able to create space for others to kind of, attack offensively. But yeah, I think just consistency with defensively as well. I think just being able to be there for my teammates. With post defense, on ball defense, I think I definitely need to get better at that. But just being, a defensive force throughout the season.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks.